Hi guys, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel. I just want to say Happy New Year to you all. I am filming this on January 1st because I wanted the energy of this video to be in the new year and not last year, because to hell with last year, right? And the past 2 years before that. No, but seriously, we are moving into better days ahead. So all the pains of the past, all the lessons, all the tests, all the challenges, it's not in vain because we are moving into better territory ahead. So I want you to just sit back, relax, get some coffee or tea if you need it, because this may be a long video and I have my tea, which is probably clouding your view of the steam. I got this cup for Christmas because I am a Harry Potter fan. So it says, "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good," but I'm feeling a little facetious today. So we'll see what kind of energy comes through because, yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but let me just... I need to sometimes my throat chakra closes because I'm filming this early in the morning and I need my channel to be open and pure. All right, so in this video, we're going to be discussing January's energy as well as what's coming for 2023, what angels and guides that I have been working with have been telling me, showing me, and then we're going to pull some cards as well on the challenges for 2023 as well as the blessings for 2023. So there will be timestamps listed below if you don't want to watch the whole thing, but I highly recommend you do. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who have been subscribing, sharing, liking, and with me for some time or just new to this channel. I'm really truly grateful for your energy and your participation, and I really hope to bring some information through in this new year that is going to assist and help all of us. But that's my highest and purest intention, is to assist and help humanity. So I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you for being here. So without further ado, let's get into January's energy. So January 1st, we start off with a powerful portal day, which today is. So if you haven't already, doing candle magic, writing, I talk about this in other videos, but writing on a tea light, your intentions for what you're trying to call in, putting your energy into it, centering within your heart and feeling it and visualizing it as if it's already happened, and then lighting the candle and letting it burn out. Or you can do a larger candle and let it burn for a couple hours, snuff it out and say the magic continues, light it again another day, and work with that energy progressively until you feel like the energy is set for your manifestations that you're trying to call in. But yeah, today's a good day for manifesting. So if you haven't already, new year, new me BS that we always talk about in new, such a hype, right? But it really is a good day to manifest because of the portal energy that we are dealing with. All right, moving into January 6th, we have a full moon in Cancer, watery energy, which is associated with the home. So this could bring up the crazy in all of us, like full moons always do, making us feel a little bit emotional, out of whack, as it rises the waters within us and making us feel kind of out of balance. So, staying away from drama if you can, pulling back from other people if you are feeling a little bit feisty so that you don't say or do something that you may regret later, as I have done in the past, so I speak from experience. So then we have also on January 6th, Mars is still in retrograde, which rules the divine masculine. So it's ideal that we step into the Venusian energy, the Venus energy, which is linked to divine feminine energy. So to help balance this out, and the Venusian star beings are coming through very strongly in 2023. They came up a few times in the ZODIAC reading. So if you haven't seen your ZODIAC reading yet, the links are below for that. But this energy from Venus is coming in to assist us in 2023, and we should be kind of looking into activities that help us calm and soothe and bring in that divine feminine. So doing spiritual ceremonies that help you kind of balance and calm, or doing baths, or pampering yourself, getting massages, however you, snuggling up with a pet or a lover, really pampering yourself and giving back to yourself during that time frame. Then we have January 11th, which is a super portal gateway day. It's a master number day, so it's a very strong day for manifestations and calling in what you want. So doing, again, like candle magic, however you do your rituals for the portals or for manifestations, using crystals, all of that is really powerful and essential tools that you can use to help your subconscious mind believe in the manifestations and calling that in. All right. It's also good for quantum leaping into new timelines. So we are constantly shifting between timelines based on our thoughts, words, and actions. So keeping your vibration high in January is good because you want to shift away from the old of the past and kind of keep your focus on better days ahead. So not reiterating the stories of defeat in your mind. January 12th, we have Mars ending its retrograde, thank God, finally. So this is going to be a day where you may feel more turned on and assertive at this time, which may increase your sex drive, your libido, okay? Make you feel a little bit more, they're showing me Austin Powers in my mind. That's so funny. So a little bit like how Austin Powers is, you know, like that might be all of us on that day. It's going to help you feel more assertive at work as well. So we all get this opportunity to kick off the new year with this confident, strong kind of like libido energy, if you will. Then we move into January 18th. Mercury goes direct, which is another win for us, right? Because that really messed with our travel plans in December, did it not? So that energy is going to ease up a little bit. And I want to just mention really quick, I'm not an astrologer. I'm just picking up on the highlights of what's going on. But the energy that we are moving away from with these travel issues, there may still be travel issues here or there. I'm feeling that could be, depending on Mother Nature's energy, especially throughout this year. But the debauchery, the debacles that we dealt with in December for traveling is going to ease up quite a bit around January 18th. And then also our brain fog that we have, you know, with Mercury retrograde, like, you know, doing typos on emails or sending the wrong texts or, you know, all that crazy stuff. We're moving away from that as well. All right, and then moving into January 20th, the sun enters into the sign of Aquarius. It's also a sign associated with humanitarian efforts in the community. So if you aren't already considering to get more involved in your community or activism, this may be an energy that sparks that for you, or a day that sparks that energy within you. And this is going to be a theme, I feel, for this year in 2023. More people becoming humanitarian activists, getting into, you know, helping, giving back to the collective, that sort of energy. As more people spiritually awaken, they're beginning to answer the call of their soul, of their higher self, to fulfill their purpose as to why they are here. January 21st, we have a new moon in Aquarius. So new moons, new beginnings, another good day for manifesting, calling in intentions, or setting your intentions and calling in your manifestations. It's a great time to set goals surrounding activism. So, you know, again, putting forth this goal or plan or vision on how to give back to the collective, how to use your gifts, your talents to help reach others, to serve others. And if you have been already in this kind of energy of serving others and giving back to the collective and working very hard in that area, this would be a good day for you to kind of take a step back and kind of pass the torch or the baton to somebody else and let another starseed or light worker or activist kind of, you know, pick up your energy and you kind of retreat and take a little bit of downtime for self-care. And then we move into January 22nd. Uranus goes direct. And this is asking you to embrace the parts of yourself and show the world the authentic version of you, which is another theme for this year, is stepping into your authenticity, answering the call of your soul, what you're being called to do, stepping into your purpose, regardless of the fears. Like, put the fears aside, because when you embrace your authenticity and you step into who you are, just like me with this channel, okay, I was guided to start doing pick a card readings back in November of 20 2021, and I was petrified to do it. I was so scared. I thought I would be getting so much hatred and like, oh, you're a witch, you're going to hell, which I did get those comments, and now I regulate them. So and that's another thing, is like regulating the energies that come at you, you know, protecting yourself using crystals, you know, black obsidian, black tourmaline, to guard against energies that want to attack you for being you. Because as you step into who you are, you will get some kickback from other energies that are either jealous or it triggers something within them, you know, like you're stepping into your power, and that can kind of trigger somebody who's not in their power. So just ease into it, you know, flow into it, baby step into it. It doesn't mean that you have to start a YouTube channel tomorrow or be this counselor tomorrow or do whatever it is that you see the vision for, but just baby step into it. You know, I also got a vision in a download from Metatron in March of 2021 to start a candle line with healing energy and crystals. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I, you know, had Merlin energy come in, and he was like training me on how to use and work with crystals and magic and infusing energy. So you will get the guidance and the spiritual team to come in to assist you when you take that initiative to move in that direction. You'll have new spirit guides coming in to assist you with where you are going in that now moment. All right, so that's another thing for 2023 is the spirit guides and team that you had, the angels and all that you were working with in 2022 are going to shift in 2023. All right, January 26th, at the end of the month, we have Venus enters Pisces. This transit will bring a deepening of intimacy to all of our relationships and helping us with our emotional maturity. This is also going to help you feel understood and seen by your partners and your friends and help you to relate to them more efficiently. All right, so that was January's energy, which seems like it's going to be pretty, I mean, yes, every month is going to have its challenges, but it feels like this year is starting off with like that energy, you know, like, thank you, a little bit of a reprieve, thank you. On that note, let's get into an energy clearing because I want to clear out the energy of the past in this video. Let's do a little energy healing and clearing for you guys. So we're going to call out the energy, and be mindful if you do have headphones, this could be loud. So we're going to call in the energies of the angels and the guides, Merlin, Metatron, Archangel Michael. Angels and guides of the highest love and light, please come forward to clear the energy of the past, clear the old stories, all the limiting beliefs, help us to step within our power, to bring in this new energy to move forward, and so it is. Take a deep breath in, calling in light through all your chakras. Take it. Release that breath. Letting go of all that no longer serves you. Taking in another deep breath, feeling the energy of confidence, power, love coming in. And letting go of all the old, releasing all the heaviness. And so it is. All right. New year, fresh energy, new blessings. All right, so the top 2 crystals for this year, yes, there's going to be other crystals that have importance, but the top 2 that Spirit gave me was Larimar, which is in this candle here, and Lumerian quartz. So I have a little witchy wizardy wand that I use to help direct my energy to clear cards, to clear crystals, because my hand chakras are activated and it helps me to channel energy in. So if that's not your shtick, don't judge me. Everybody has their thing. I'm a Harry Potter fan. Don't judge. Okay. But I don't know if you can see this, but this is Lemurian quartz, which is linked to Lemurian energy. And These crystals are said to hold the information of Lumeria. The ancient ancestors of Lumeria used these quartz crystals and infused the energy of that time period. So when you hold these crystals and you go into meditation, it's said that you can download this information, and it can also trigger and activate awakenings within you, memories within you of your past life incarnations, or if you are spiritually attuned and awakened, you will be able to download the information infused into your crystal. And that's with all crystals, actually. But you can also upload information into the crystals as well, which is what I do. So I use the energy of the crystals that I have. And this is Larimar. Oh, I want to make a note that if you don't see the ridges on the side of the crystal, that means it's a fake. So it's really important that you, I don't know that you can see this on here, probably not. There's little tiny ridges, like little lines, and that means it's authentic. If you don't see that, it's not real. But these are both rare crystals, and they're kind of expensive. So if you can't, put forth the energy or the money, the funds to get these crystals, no worries. There are other crystals that you can use and work with, or you can just have pictures of these crystals and try to tune into it through your psyche. So this is Larimar. So Larimar is said to enlighten and heal in a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual way. It stimulates the heart, throat, and third eye and crown chakras, facilitating inner wisdom and outer manifestation. It represents peace, clarity, radiating healing and love energy. It is also known as the Atlantean stone or dolphin stone. So this links to your higher heart and your crown chakras. Your heart chakra is that green energy, that emerald green. The higher heart sits a little bit above that or behind it, and it's a pink energy. So a lot of people are awakening their heart chakras this year, their higher heart chakras. So this is a good, and their crown chakras. So this is a good crystal to utilize as it links to Atlantean energy. So again, kind of the same thing, bringing forward past life memories of Atlantis and all that, which seems to be the theme for this year, you guys. Spirit has been giving me over the past year, I would say, information about Lumeria, since 2020. Information about Lumeria and Atlantis, and how we are in this year at a crossing point between, are we going to go back to our Lemurian ways of love, peace, abundance, unity, consciousness, working with Mother Earth, connecting with her, utilizing her resources in a holistic way rather than a, overpowering, overbearing, abusive way? And or are we going to go into the Atlantean era again and fall into technology and corruption and abuse of power? So we're at a pivotal point, and it's up to each soul to choose the timeline that they want to walk through in 2023 moving ahead, because there is a new Earth timeline existing in this now present moment, and it's up to you to decide with your intention and your essence to be like, yes, I agree to go to New Earth, sign me up, or no, I'd rather go the other direction. Each person has their own free will to decide, and you will jump on those timelines, and each timeline is going to have different experiences, is what I'm being shown. So on that note, I want to light this candle because I've infused it with energy to assist us with 2023 for bringing in more blessings, more new earth energy, releasing the constructs of old limiting beliefs, self-doubt, building in our confidence, basically our confidence in ourselves, our self-power, to move us into abundant timelines, happier timelines, calling in love, calling in peace, calling in harmony and unity consciousness. And so it is. All right, so we're going to let this energy play out through this video. Okay, so Lemurian quartz seed, I want to just mention what it helps with. It creates a connection with the divine feminine energy, which is of very significant importance, especially now. We have, over the past couple of years, been seeing the rise of the divine feminine and the release of the toxic masculine. But there is a good masculine, a divine masculine. So it's replacing the toxic with the divine masculine. So this Lumerian quartz seed crystal helps with unification of the soul, accessing knowledge and wisdom of ancient Lumeria. It links with the healing qualities of Lumerian awareness. It supports overcoming spiritual loneliness and or depression. It helps to awaken spiritual gifts and empathic and intuitive consciousness. And it links to your crown chakra and your soul star. So your crown chakra is about 12 inches above your crown chakra is right here. And then your soul star chakra is about 12 inches above that. And then about 12 feet to 24 feet above that is your stellar gateway chakra. And then you have your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and then your root. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. The chakras and what's going on for all of us in 2023, because it's pretty big what's happening there. A lot of chakras are being activated and opened in 2023. So let's talk about the angel number for 2023. The angel number 2023 represents spirituality. So it's reminding us that the universe and the ascended masters are helping us to maintain faith in them. This year is carrying with it an aura of discovery, intuition, compassion, and as we search for new ways to understand ourselves and the world around us, this energy is opening up, this knowledge and wisdom is opening up within us that has been seeded in from the light codes of the past. So the sun, the moon, energies that the galactic beings have been sending us, other planets, angels, guides, they've been sending us and infusing us with this energy that's been seeded within our DNA, our light body. And as we evolve spiritually, these codes within us that are dormant activate. And this information comes to the surface and you have these downloads or this wisdom that comes online or this intuition, or you get like a premonition about something or you see something. And that's all because you are awakening this knowledge within. Sorry guys, my camera decided to quit on me in the midst of my little message there. So thank you, Mercury retrograde, for that. I can't wait for you to be gone. And getting back into what we were talking about, and I decided that I was going to turn my lights on because we needed a little more blue in here, because that seems to be the energy of 2023 is turquoisey, blues, all of that watery kind of energy. All right, getting back into the message I was so rudely interrupted with. 2023 is a 7 universal year in numerology. 2, 2, 3, you add it all together, you get 7. The energy of 7 is all about diving inward. So it's the focus on the spiritual and personal growth and evolution. We're bridging from 2020's nurturing relationship-focused universal 6-year energy, which was about a time of reflection and inner focus. And this year, 2023, is going to be centered around spiritual illuminations, activations, creativity, and metaphysical content. So you're going to be seeing an influx of spiritual content, people awakening spiritually, people, more psychics coming into the mix on social media, and more metaphysical talk, talking about quantum physics, metaphysics, all that sort of stuff. Trying to bridge the spiritual world and science together is what it feels like. Then the theme of this year, 2023, like what I just touched on a moment ago, is like the decision between falling into Atlantis timeline that we had. It's like all of us that have incarnated on this planet, I'm getting this intuitively, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All of us that have incarnated at this pivotal time on this earth right now, many, if not all, have lived lifetimes during the fall of Lemuria and Atlantis. And we have reincarnated at this time to correct the course of action so that we don't repeat history and do it again. So we kind of reset, went through time, rose back up, and now we're at that crossing point where do we fall completely into technology and get away from our holistic essence, our nature essence of like connecting to earth, connecting with our divine, and go completely technical, and abuse our power and manipulation and all the energy we've been seeing playing out for the past 3 years? Or do we go into our Lumerian way of getting back to source, getting back to our connection, going within, using our intuition as our guiding source, using Mother Earth in a harmonious way rather than an abusive way, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But I'm also seeing a timeline probability, and it's up to humanity. It's up to humanity, the collective, to decide what we want to do. But right now I'm seeing two timelines of falling into Atlantean ways, you know, which is self-destructive behavior, or the opposite, going into love, harmony, unity, consciousness, getting back to our Lumerian ways, kind of like the paganism, if you want to put a label on it, the pagan ways, without the negativity associated with it, obviously. So getting back to our natural holistic essence. So there is a probability for us to merge the two and utilize both of them harmoniously. But right now it seems like people are either like really diving deep away from like that technical, abusive, corrupt way, self-destructive way, and like going out in the woods and, you know, building their own communities, their own spiritual communities, and you know, getting away from the cities and all of that, or, you know, diving deep into the technical world and all of that. So there is a timeline I feel coming in the future where we blend the two together, but right now in 2023 it feels like there's a split, a merge of like this or that. But we're going through a lesson as humanity to realize that dark serves light. We are all one, and where we go one, we go all, and we are here to assist each other and remind ourselves and remember that we are all one. Okay, yeah, so we're getting away from division and separation consciousness is what it feels like if you're moving into the Lumerian timeline. But if you're moving into the Atlantean timeline, it's like the opposite of that, right? Self-destructive, ego-based, selfish. So we're learning from our past mistakes as a species, you know, so we don't repeat history. And that's what 2023 is all about, is the human collective mind coming together, awakening, so that we don't fall into a destructive path. So people that choose to dive into the self-destructive path of greed, anger, abuse, and power from the Atlantean era, they're going to play out their timeline and just send them love and blessings. It's not up for us to say, like, you're choosing the wrong path. That's not how this works. So just send them love and light and know that their soul is guiding them, and they will find their way in time if they're meant to in this lifetime, or they'll reincarnate on another planet, play out the same experiences, see if they make the same mistakes. It's all about our soul's growth and evolution, of choosing the path that suits our soul's mission, our soul's lessons. So we are deep diving into spiritual illumination, wisdom, and leading ourselves back to our connection to self and to source and to Mother Earth. Our higher selves are helping us to embrace our authenticity and start living in a more harmonious way within ourselves. And as we do this individually, we put that energy out, and it's like that energy, that blueprint that one person did on how to harmonize the energies within and connect themselves, that energy blueprint gets put into the grid of Earth, the energetic grid, and somebody else that's struggling with that can download that blueprint, go into meditation, and get the downloads to assist them with getting into that path. So it's like when one person does it and more people do it, it's the domino effect, you guys. All right. Moving into New Earth in 2023 is what this feels like overall, for those that choose to. And it's energetically first, right? And then it turns into the physical. But right now we're being gifted the opportunity. And if you haven't seen my 2023 messages from Archangel Michael, he talks about this opportunity, this gift coming in for us to shift. And that's, I think, what this message is all about, is, you know, using your discernment, using your inner guidance to guide you rather than looking outside of you and falling astray because you're taking the advice or guidance of somebody who's not connected. All right, and the other thing that kept coming up in the readings of the zodiac signs that I was doing is the movie Avatar. I recently saw this, but Spirit has been giving the movie Avatar over the past years since I've been doing readings. And they're showing me how the movie Avatar is like how Lumeria was. very connected to earth, very connected to themselves, going within for guidance, using plant medicine, using holistic medicine, using light language, using natural herbs and remedies to heal the body. If you haven't seen Avatar 2, I highly recommend it. It's a really great video. If you don't resonate with it, no harm, no foul, right? It's if your soul's called to it. It really showed a timeline. I was getting major spiritual downloads in that movie and goosebumps of, they were showing me that the Lumerians, the Na'vi people, the Lumerians, right? We had cat-like beings back in Lumeria, hybrid beings back in Lumeria. So many other, what you would call extraterrestrial beings in Lumeria. And the Atlanteans that came in were like breeding, and more hybrids were being created. And then the fall happened because of the corruption and the takeover of the Atlanteans. So like in the Avatar movie, you see the humans coming into the Na'vi tribe area and taking over. And that's symbolic of Atlantis, like the high tech, era, trying to take over the natural holistic era. And we moved away from spirituality. We fell out of connection with source. And that's kind of the journey that humanity has been walking back through to get back into our connection with source. Okay, so the activations that are also coming up in the readings that I saw, which is the chakras that are being activated and worked on this year for many people, is the heart chakra, the higher heart, the third eye, the soul star, and the stellar gateway, and the crown. So the stellar gateway, the soul star, and it depends on where you are spiritually and where you've done the work. So if you haven't yet opened up your heart chakra, that's happening for you in 2023 if you continue to do the work spiritually and release the past and bring in, doing chakra cleansings, really getting into a spiritual practice. That's the message that Archangel Michael is trying to portray, as well as Metatron in the past few videos I've done, is the recommendation from them to help assist us into easing through 2023 is to implement a daily or weekly spiritual practice, ritual of spiritual maintenance some way, somehow. So meditating, connecting, going within, clearing energy, working with crystals, going to Reiki healers, going to past life regression therapy sessions to remove traumas and pains from the past, to help you understand why you went through certain things in this life. When you see past life incarnations in therapy, in past life regression sessions, you can see where the fears happened in this life and why they're there, and you can clear them. You can remove the karmic imprints from past lives that have infiltrated into the subconscious within this lifetime that are playing out. You can clear them. Same thing with the Akashic records that kept coming up in the readings of clearing the Akash, rewriting your story, rewriting a new version of your life. If you experienced trauma and pain in the past, stop talking about it. Stop living it. Clear, cancel, delete. I choose to overwrite that story with a new version, a new memory. I don't want to experience that memory anymore. Let me overwrite it with a new memory that I create that is more blissful and more harmonious for my soul to remember, right? And I know it's easier said than done. I've had many traumatic experiences as a child that I walked through and into my early adult phase. And I've been working on this of cancel, clearing, deleting these memories that are traumatic and going within and seeing myself in that memory and rewriting a different story so I remember a different story. And it doesn't take away anything from you. It actually empowers you. You learn the lessons from that karmic lesson or that trauma, but then you can overwrite it with a new lesson or a new memory that makes your soul feel like it's no longer stuck or tethered to that traumatic experience. All right. Like I was saying, implementing the daily practice of spiritual maintenance to clean our energy, clear our aura, cleanse our chakra system so we have this pure channel coming through. We are channeling the purest of source energy rather than manipulative energies that can kind of infiltrate our mental body. And as we cleanse and pure, we up-level spiritually. We are consistently up-leveling, and like I was talking about before, more information stored within your DNA. Your DNA holds memories, knowledge, wisdom from all incarnations you've lived. That's just how it works. And the more you up-level spiritually, the more you awaken spiritually, the more you work on yourselves, doing the shadow work, clearing the past, this knowledge within gets gets activated, opened, and your psychic abilities come online, and you're able to be activating the healer within so that you can assist other people to walk through what you've already gone through. Because we are reaching a time on this planet where we can no longer rely on the guidance of our exterior world, nor should we have ever done that. The lessons we've gone through has been to go within and trusting and discerning your own divine guidance, your own, does this resonate with me or does this not resonate with me? If it doesn't, don't accept that as truth, you know? Staying grounded this year and stable within your energy through this entire year's challenges, because there's going to be certain things that come up, but the more you stay grounded, the more you stay centered, it's like you can see things playing out on the stage of the world, but to not like be of the world, but not in it, right? Or what is it? Be in the world, but not of it. Whatever that saying is, I can't think on it right now. But it's to, oh, okay, I see this, but I don't have to energetically partake in it. I don't have to dive my emotions into it and get my lower my vibration by consuming this information or consuming this traumatic thing that I'm seeing play out. I don't have to energetically partake in it. I can send it love, I can send it blessing, I can send it light and keep the vibration high and help, you know, send prayers to keep the vibration high and help them move past that. But I don't have to dive into that and lower my vibration. And the more people do that, we keep the vibration high on the planet versus dipping, which is what this has been all about. A journey to raise the vibration on the planet into 5D consciousness so that we walk away from the 3D consciousness of the control, lower vibrational, pain, suffering, all of that. Yeah, so don't get caught up on what's playing in the main stage on the world this year. So the lessons and challenges we've been going through since 2019 have been helping us to remove our codependent tendencies and become more independent and self-reliant. You will have noticed this in your own life, I'm sure, over the past 4 years, especially your release of feeling like you need people. So COVID really did a service to us in that regard. If you could get any positivity from that, there are many things, but one thing is the isolation that we went through helped ignite a spiritual awakening within us so that we can start our progression towards awakening spiritually and to regain our power, because we've been giving away our power to external sources like government, medical industries, food industries, gas industries. We've been giving our power away, and we've been walking through lessons, training ourselves on how we can live and survive without the need of these external sources. Yes, we will still have these things into the future, but Spirit has been training us and giving us guidance on how we can do it ourselves so that when things come up where these things are taken from us, you can't get food, you can't get water, you can't get electricity, gas, whatever. If those things come up, you don't dive into fear because you have a plan like, oh, I'm cool. I got this over here. I got my food storage over here. Like, you're prepared. So your preparation, what we've walked through and what we've learned, we've gained the wisdom, the knowledge that we need to walk us through any storm that comes our way. And that's what it's all about, is regaining our power so that we don't give our power of that codependent energy of needing somebody else to save us kind of energy, because we're here to save ourselves. There's an energy coming in from Spirit that will seed in new ideas, new ways on how we can mesh technology with the holistic world, blending the Western and Eastern ideologies to coexist in harmony, in unison with one another, because both hold value and importance, right? We need both. If we can blend the two together, that is, I think, where humanity is headed. In 2023, it's going to start, that energy is going to start up. So yeah, incorporating holistic natural ways back into our farming industries, into our medical industries, using natural remedies, holistic medicines for ailments, moving away from prescriptions if we can, using Mother Earth's natural herbs that we used like in Lumerian times. Lumerians could go into the forest, into, Mother Earth's area of, abundant florals or herbs, whatever you want to call them, plants, and the plants would talk to them and say, you need me for this ailment, or do this and this will heal that, you know? So we're getting back into that. And there's many tribes that still exist on the planet today, many indigenous tribes that have their knowledge of their ancestors that they still incorporate. And that's valuable knowledge and information that we can access from other people that are currently living in the now. So getting back into our ancient ancestor ways of how we lived without the need of certain things, because they built a foundation that was something that they could work and move through with Mother Earth, and it wasn't so destructive. Yes, when challenges came with like windstorms or rainstorms or whatever, they would have a plan to work through that versus like being dependent on an industry for survival. It's also about finding creative ways this year, using your natural talents, your gifts, your psychic abilities, your spiritual gifts, whatever you want to call it, your magic, to generate an income rather than relying on a 9-to-5 job. So more and more people since 2020 have been starting their own business, starting a side hobby, a creative outlet that allows their expression of their soul's essence to come through, to heal, to use their gifts. And that's why we're here, is to utilize the gifts that we have been incarnated with to share with the world. It's very soothing and healing to your soul as well as to others, because the talents you have, so many people would benefit from that if you would just step into that. So remove the fear and step into your authentic purpose, and see the magic take fold in your life. Yeah, we're regaining our power and confidence by removing fear, and when we feel prepared, we have the tools, the knowledge, the wisdom to handle and weather any storm. So on that note, I think I'm going to pause again because I know my camera, I'm feeling an energy of like my camera is about to give out again. So I'm going to pause again, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to read cards on the obstacles, the opportunities and the challenges of 2023. All right. Okay, I am back. I had a little break, got some more tea, and I'm ready to channel these card messages for the opportunities and challenges of 2023. So let's get into it. I have 2 new decks that I got for Christmas that I have charged up. This deck I used in the ZODIAC readings, and I have a Lumeria. So there's a lot of Atlantean energy and some Lumerian energy in this deck. And then I have this other deck that is Lumerian energy. So we've got the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck by Kyle Gray, and we've got Beyond Lumeria Guidebook by Izzy Ivy. So I'm feeling that I want to start with these. Actually, I forgot. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just talk about this card really quick because I want to read the message of what it says, because I feel this is the overall energy of 2023. And we did talk about the Akash a little bit in this video already, and purpose. So it says, Akashic Stargate aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. So it says, a Stargate is a portal that can take us through space and time to a whole other universe. It's based on the concept of the Einstein-Rosen bridge, or what is also known as a wormhole, where a speculative structure linking different points of space-time is created. In spirituality, a stargate is less about traveling on the physical 3-dimensional level and more about making progress on the spiritual. A feature of many spiritual traditions is the idea that all of us have a stargate in our heart that connects us with the central lattice of consciousness, the divine matrix. The Buddha acknowledged we were the universe, while Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. The Akashic Stargate transports us to a space where we are given the opportunity to make a decision to accelerate the realization of our life purpose. Visualize yourself at a crossroads. Tune into the direction that feels most joyful, light, and loving. Imagine yourself walking that road. See all that it brings you. Whenever the Akashic Stargate is presented to you, it's because you're at a critical point on your journey. You have the opportunity to move in a particular direction, and you have to make a decision. This can feel overwhelming, and you may be waiting for someone or something to make the decision for you. but you aren't here to walk a path that was set for you. You're here to walk a path that you have chosen. The next phase of your journey cannot unfold until you decide which way to go. Know that whatever direction you take and whatever decision you make, you'll always be on the right path. No matter how you get there, you'll always end up in a similar space. Also know that purpose isn't about doing your duty. It's about living life and experiencing joy. Wow, powerful message there. All right. Opportunities and challenges for 2023. Opportunities and challenges for 2023. It's too big for me to shuffle. Okay. Okay. So we have the portal keeper. We have the infinite. We have Starseer. We have surrender. We have stepping through. And we have full spectrum. Wow. Okay. So there is a portal opening up in 2023 that is bringing in infinite possibilities. And the way we step through this portal is by surrendering to the all that is, by looking at the full spectrum of everything and to see the magic that truly exists within this realm, the infinite possibilities that exist within this realm. When you awaken spiritually, you start to see the magic that this planet has, that this universe has gifted this planet, that the angels, beings, guides, star beings are bringing through to help us step into this portal of infinite new beginnings. I'm being told to read the full spectrum message from the book. All right, full spectrum. Creating heaven on earth. Okay, I see where this is going. We are here to create heaven on earth in 2023. We are igniting that energy so that we can help our children's children live a better life in the new earth energy. So creating heaven on earth by honoring the perfection of nature's cycles, going beyond the judgment of good and bad, the merging of duality, raw nature, earth wisdom, connecting to ancestors, shadows, as the fertile soil for exponential growth. The way forward is the whisperings of the land, honoring the full spectrum of life. What does heaven on earth look like to you? Do you imagine lush green nature, ancient forests, pristine beaches, crystalline waters, and the planet's residents in full health, living in harmony with each other? And yet nature, in its purest, rawest form, is a balance of life and death, growth and decomposition, the eaters and the eaten. In one way or another, this is the natural flux of life. We already live in Eden, but our efforts to own and segregate bring us further away from this paradigm. Power trips the need for imagined security, fear, and avoidance of the shadow. Keep us out of our freedom. The need to preserve and hold on tightly only stunts our growth and leaves us drowning in a sea of plastic. The real disease on earth, the barrier to Eden, is in our minds. Life happens, but it is our perception of good and bad and our black and white judgments that prevent us from seeing the grander truth. When duality becomes one, we will find Shambhala before us. Perhaps we can find inspiration from nature in the animal kingdom. Does the tiny frog spend its days anxious over its vulnerable future? What happens when we realize fertile compost greets us when we allow ourselves to transmute our pain? When we honor all that came before, our roots are nourished and we grow with more vitality, vibrancy, and life force. We can anchor more light for the collective and in turn seed new growth. What happens when we realize the keys to our future are in the wisdom of the earth and the dreamings of the indigenous? This is what we've been talking about this whole time. That the answers are in the geometry of the macro and the microcosm. The nurturing embrace of oneness in Mama Nature's arms. What happens when we find peace within the full spectrum of life? Even the notion of separation, this disease, can be symbolized and no more than a blackened leaf on a healthy tree. The ebb and flow of our evolution and de-evolution is a temporary blip in the universe. The message is to be what we can, to ground heaven on earth, but not out of fear. We often try to avoid or run from negative situations, but when fear steers our decisions and actions, far more devastation can result. When we choose to let our hearts lead us away from stories and outdated patterns, our challenges become the fertile compost that feeds our ascending tendrils as they reach to the heavens and ground its light back on earth. Oh, that is so powerful. Oh my goodness. That kind of sums up everything that we've been talking about in this video. So it says, step out of the black and white mentality of judgment. Go beyond the concepts of good and bad. This card invites you to honor the full spectrum of life and find a new way of perceiving your situation. When we judge something, we create a story around it. These stories often create limitation. Subconsciously, we gather so many of these stories over a lifetime. To heal our dis-ease and crystallize the new way, we need to create a space of no story where miraculous healing can happen. This space empowers us to be all we are and allows us to know our truth. Embrace the full spectrum of creation in all her colors and the raw, muddy, earthbound shadow parts of a situation to determine whether they are actually bad or if stories you have held on to are limiting your perspective. Wow, what a powerful message. Whoa. Okay, let's pull a few more cards. If we weren't blown already, let's blow our minds some more. All right, what else you got, Spirit? This is a huge year. Oh my goodness. People are walking into new earth. People are stepping into that portal of opportunity that Archangel Michael was talking about in my other video where I channeled his messages. Yeah, and it's about getting back into unity consciousness, the Lumerian ways. Ooh. Gaia gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. We must connect with Gaia. That is the missing link here, you guys. getting back to our roots, our ancestral roots, to bring forth this rainbow bridge that connects old earth to new earth. Oh, and while I was taking a break, I was actually watching a documentary on the real Avatar. There's a rainforest. It starts with a Z. I'm going to botch it. Let's see here. It's the real Avatar. It's what James Cameron used for the inspiration of his forest for Pandora. So it's called Zhangjiajie. I'm going to say that wrong, but it's Zhangjie. It's in China, and it is a really beautiful rainforest. It looks just like Pandora. I don't know if I can show these, but I'm gonna see if I can just show this. Like, look at that, you guys. Like, look at that rainforest. It looks just like Pandora. So the documentary covered the cultures in these areas and how they're dying out. The culture is dying out because the young people are no longer interested. Okay, I see where this is going, Spirit. The young people are no longer interested in the ancestral ways. They're no longer interested in taking up the trade of, like, they showed a guy making silver and making the jewelry by hand. Another guy who dyed the fabrics that are used in their traditional costumes, and the thread work that it takes from the women in the community that make these costumes by hand using, everything threaded. And the young people are just not interested in keeping up these traditions. And so they're saying that they're at risk for these cultural traditions, these stories that they pass down through their costumes, through their jewelry, through the trades that they do, are dying out. And we are at risk for losing our ancestral ways, like we did in the past with Lemuria. We lost the stories of Lemuria and Atlantis. It fell because the rise of Atlantis came, and then it fell, it got corrupted. We lost our traditions. We lost our knowledge. They did hieroglyphics. They did what they could, but the powers that be hid away that information. But we are now at a point where we're being asked to honor the traditions and keep the flow of that energy alive. So if you have a culture that you honor your traditions, learning about it from your grandparents or your parents, anyone in your family, so that you can keep that going and pass that down through each generation, so we don't have certain cultures die out or certain wisdoms or traditions die out. It's important to know our roots and our histories and our cultural traditions and all of that, because if we don't have that, we don't, like, what is this world coming to if we don't have that? Oop. Okay. Stop it. Ancestral realm. Karmic release, healing the lineage, boundaries. And does that not look like the Pandora, like, little kind of forest that I just showed you? There's a big nod to not losing our traditions here in 2023, to keep the ancestry alive, to keep the memories alive. Releasing the karma from our ancestors, obviously, and healing the wounds, but to keep the memories alive of, higher heart activation, dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. A lot of heart chakra activations, the higher heart chakra activations happening in 2023, just like with where you're at spiritually. If your heart has been opened, you're ready to now open up your third eye, and your third eye will be activated. If that's where you're at, the next step is the soul star chakra. If that's already happened for you, the next is the stellar gateway. We are continuing this path of ascension, opening up more. The more you open up spiritually, the more love you emanate, the more you raise your vibration. It's like we heal this planet. Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift to new information, end of a cycle. Yeah, we're walking away from this old destructive cycle, but there's also a challenge for those who want to stay in this old cycle and not release it. And the powers that be that are holding on to this old cycle and trying to block this portal gateway. Look at these portals here, you guys. Portals. We have portals opening up, opportunities opening up for us. And, you know, the powers that be are going to try their best to keep our vibration low, to keep us from reaching these levels within ourselves, to keep us from reaching this knowledge and wisdom within ourselves, to keep the fear alive. This is solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower, to keep fear alive. Fear is stored in the solar plexus. And if we keep fear stored here, we can't ascend into new timelines. We can't bring forth new earth energy. We have to release the fear. We can't partake on the fear mongering anymore. We have to just see it as a cloud passing by, like, oh, that's interesting. Let me send it love and light, move on. You know, if it doesn't directly affect you, move on. Don't energetically dip low and invest in that. Send it love and light. That's the most beneficial energy you can partake in, is sending love and light to a situation that is destructive or, you know, chaotic, or, you know, something terrible that happens. Send it love and light and healing. Don't partake in dipping your energy low. That's not helpful. Do what you can to help those in need. What else? Yeah, Sword of Light, Archangel Michael. Divine protection, cords cut, break through the energy. We're having major breakthroughs in 2023. Major breakthroughs, shifting out of the matrix. Shifting out of the 3D matrix into 5D New Earth. One more. And then we're going to end this. Our ancestors are encouraging us to, Our ancestors are encouraging us to move on, to move forward, to embrace the new earth that wants to come in for us, but we are also our ancestors. Think about it. Those of us that lived in Lemuria and Atlantis, we are our ancestors. So it's those versions of ourselves that are coming through to give us wisdom, knowledge, to pave the way, to show us the path. Man, this is a big, big energy here. Okay. Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. Our Merkabas, if you haven't had your Merkaba activated, it's being activated in this coming year through the work that we do. This is a link to Metatron's energy, working with Archangel Metatron. Okay, I said one more, but I feel like, okay. Yeah. Okay, this one kept coming up, you guys. And this one too. In the Zodiac readings, we have Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Remembering our Lemurian ways of getting back to grace and honoring Earth and ourselves. And then we have Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, conscious manifesting. This is a link to Thoth, or Thoth, however you say his name, the ancient Egyptian god that he was the leader of Atlantis before it fell. He was trying to lead people. So he wrote these emerald tablets, and he is linked to the hieroglyphics. And these emerald tablets that are available to all of us, we are being, you know what, this kept coming up in a lot of readings, so I think this is a message that Spirit's trying to portray across the board, that if we feel the urge to, we should go read the emerald tablets. I'm actually going to do this because there's an activation that happens by reading this information. When you seek out information from ancient wisdom, like looking into hieroglyphics, looking into emerald tablets, looking into Lumeria, Atlantis, it triggers a memory within your subconscious mind because your soul holds that memory. Your DNA holds that memory, and it triggers something for you. And then it sparks something within you that awakens, and then it like helps you move forward on your path. Wow. I think I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to blow our minds anymore. Halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. Yeah, that's what, okay. And we have third eye activation on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, third eye activations happening. Brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. We're removing the fog, the density of the energy that was trying to cloud us and make us feel like we didn't know where we were going or where we were heading. That's like coming, like spirit is cleaning it. The wind is coming through and moving that fog away, washing it away. So we have clear vision and we can see the path ahead and we're no longer stuck and lost, is what this feels like. All right, that was a big video. I hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly did. This is going to be a really, truly amazing year. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make this year a great year. All right, guys, I'm sending you so much positive energy. If this resonated, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you in another video. Bye, guys. Happy New Year.